Welcome back to The Rundown. I'm Andrew Alexander with your movie news update. Coming in first at the box office this week is the superhero thriller, The Watchmen. Despite earning less than expected, The Watchmen still grabbed the best film opening so far in 2009, raking in just under $56 million. In an alternate 1985 America, superheroes known as The Watchmen are part of everyday society. When one of his former colleagues is murdered, master vigilante Rorschach sets out to expose a plot that kills and destroys all past and present superheroes. Their mission is to watch over humanity, but who is watching over The Watchmen? Coming in second at the box office this week is the family comedy Tyler Perry's Madea Goes to Jail. Raking in just under $9 million, the latest film from Perry lands Madea in jail after a high-speed freeway chase. While Madea sits in jail, her family, the Browns, rally behind her for support. But when Candace, a former prostitute and drug dealer, joins Madea and the Slammer, Madea imparts her motherly wisdom. And rounding out the box office top 5 are Taken, Slumdog Millionaire, and Paul Blart Mall Cop. Now let's switch it over and take a look at what's heading to the big screen this weekend. Opening in theaters this week is the horror flick The Last House on the Left. After Mary and her best friend are brutally beaten by a group of prison escapees, their only hope is to find her parents. Little does she know that her attackers have taken shelter at the family lake house. After learning of the kidnapping, Mary's family devises a plan to make the strangers regret the day they visited The Last House on the Left. Also opening in theaters this week is the comedy Miss March. When Eugene wakes up from a 4-year coma, he finds that his once absent high school sweetheart has become a Playboy bunny. Together with his best friend Tucker, Eugene embarks on a road trip to the legendary mansion to crash the party and win back the girl of his dreams. Also in theaters this week is the family action film Race to Witch Mountain. The film stars Dwayne Johnson as Las Vegas taxicab driver Jack Bruno. We have a behind-the-scenes look at the film.
We're registering impact!
They're not children. Not even human.
Escape to Witch Mountain was one of my all-time favorite movies as a kid.
Action!
Nothing excited me more than that movie.
How do we get out of here?
Over there, straight ahead!
And, all right, we're gonna go one more time.
Now! Let's go, let's go!
Andy pitched me just a great story on how to make it compelling and contemporary and fun and make it into an action thrill ride, and I said, I love it. I'm on. Where'd I sign up, Coach?
It's a total roller coaster adventure of two young aliens, Seth and Sarah, who crash land on our planet and are on the run for their life.
What sort of trouble are you two in?
They're trying to save their planet, and they're trying to save Earth, too, because our planet wants to invade Earth.
What is it?
It is what we came for, Jack Bruno. One of my powers is I'm telekinetic, so I can move objects with my mind.
Because it's kind of creepy, and I really would like you to stop.
My thing as an alien is I could condense or expand my molecules. And I really like this power. It's really cool.
When these two teenage kids get into his cab, he has the opportunity to do something special. It's the opportunity to save the world. But don't worry, I'll get you to where you need to go.
We have so many amazing heroes in our movie, we had to give him an amazing villain tracking him. And we created an assassin named the Siphon.
Completely armor-clad. Looks like nothing you've ever seen before. However, the big shock comes when you will see what actually exists underneath the armor.
Dwayne Johnson is going to give more action in this movie than any other movie he's ever done before.
I know. It sounds really crazy.
You think?
You have the remarkable Carla Gugino. She's a real UFO expert, and she's beautiful, she's sexy, she's smart, and she's a great opposite for Dwayne.
I have 3 older brothers.
You have 2 remarkable kids who will literally blow you away. When you see the 2 of them together, you will think we cast real brothers and sisters. And then for the villain, you got Kieran Hines. Kieran Hines plays Burke. You would not want Burke chasing you.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Dr. Alex Friedman kills the priest.
You got to meet this crazy, insane UFO guy played by Gary Marshall. Gary Marshall, he's Gary Marshall, he's crazy.
I would say there's only one possibility. Which mountain? What, are we a singing group here? Let me talk and you guys know.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
I want to do everything possible to make it as memorable for audiences today as that was for me in 1975. And so we're upping everything. We're upping the scares. We're upping the thrills. We're upping the comedy.
He isn't pleased with your attitude.
Really? Is that the way he feels? Will you remind him that I'm a man and he's a dog?
We're up in everything.
Oh, it gets a lot better. Trust me.
If they had seatbelts in the movie theater, you would need to put a seatbelt on in the movie theater to survive this race.
You do know how to fly this thing, right?
How do you think we got here?
Well, you crashed, remember?
Also opening in select theaters this week is Brothers at War, The Edge of Love, and Sunshine Cleaning. In other movie news, Dakota Fanning has joined the cast of the Twilight sequel, New Moon. People.com recently confirmed that Fanning will play the character Jane, a sinister vampire with an angelic exterior. Production on the film begins this week in Vancouver for an expected release date of November 20th. Well, if you thought there was more to life than being really ridiculously good looking, think again. America's favorite male model could be headed back to the big screen sometime soon. In an interview with MTV.com, Zoolander scribe John Hamburg hinted at the possibility of reuniting Zoolander and Hansel on screen for a sequel. Hamburg went so far as to drop a possible title for the film, Two-Lander. No more details were given about possible returning stars or release dates. Well, that's a wrap for your movie news. We now take it over to Josh with your latest look at music.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up, the latest news on the singer Chris Brown, plus we'll look at what new albums are hitting shelves this week. That and more music news, stay tuned. You're watching The Rundown. Welcome back to The Rundown. I'm Joshua Johnson with your latest music news. R&B singer Chris Brown is reportedly ready to take a plea in the case after allegedly assaulting singer Rihanna. Brown faces the possibility of more than 4 years in federal prison if convicted on felony charges of assault and making criminal threats against his girlfriend. According to TMZ, Brown would make a deal with prosecutors if the 2 felony charges are bumped down to misdemeanors and he does not have to serve jail time. Unnamed sources say that Rihanna was the first one to strike Brown after she saw a 3-page text from a woman who had a sexual relationship with him previously. TMZ says the most graphic photos of Rihanna's injuries are still undisclosed. Now, Rihanna's lawyer told MTV News that the singer would testify in the case if subpoenaed. Well, heavy metal band Metallica postponed their concert in Sweden Sunday after lead singer and guitarist James Hetfield was hospitalized. According to the Associated Press, Hetfield caught a stomach virus Sunday and suffered from dehydration. He was released later that evening. Hetfield is now in the U.S. with the rest of the band. 16,000 fans in attendance found out about the cancellation minutes before the start of the show. The show will be rescheduled sometime this spring. We'll now take a look at which albums are slated to top the Billboard charts this week. It looks as if U2's media stunts paid off. Their 12th album, No Line on the Horizon, will debut at #1 next week with nearly 450,000 in sales. Granted, these sales are only half of what the band saw with their 2004 release, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. However, not bad for a band that's been around for 3 decades, right? Now, Taylor Swift, Nickelback, and Jamie Foxx are still holding strong in the top 10. Also, her quick rise to fame might also land Lady Gaga in the top 10 with her album, The Fame. What a fitting title. We'll now take a look at what albums are slated to hit the shelves this week. If you're heading to the record store this week, you might want to check out some of these records. First season American Idol winner Kelly Clarkson is back with her 3rd studio album entitled All I Ever Wanted. The first single from the album is called My Life Would Suck Without You.
Oh, you said like how much you wanted anyone but me.
Also, Def Jam singer, songwriter, and producer The Dream releases his sophomore LP, Love vs. Money. His current single, Rockin' That Thing, is currently rising up the charts. His next single, My Love, featuring Mariah Carey, is currently gaining radio airplay. American rock musician Chris Cornell, who's best known for his work with bands Soundgarden and Audioslave, puts out his 3rd solo effort entitled Scream. Also hitting the shelves this week are albums from Disney star Corbin Bleu, New Found Glory, and R&B singer Jay Holiday. As always, there's some great live entertainment right here in the Red Stick and in surrounding areas. You can catch Randy Rogers tonight at the Varsity Theater. You can also check out One Once at the Catering. She Craves and Undone play at the Brew House Thursday night. Better Than Ezra hits the stage Friday night at the Varsity Theater. Doors open at 8 p.m. And The Antique Saturday at Sullivan's Ringside. Well, that's all for your look at music news. Rachel's going to give us the latest in fashion and gadgets.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up, see who's made PETA's worst dress list. Also, we'll take a look at some of my favorite pointless gadgets. That and more when we return. Stick around, you're watching The Rundown.